Members of the Fly Music Society, welcome back to the channel. So I didn't know about this until she posted it in her Discord and on her YouTube community page, but Chinchilla released Little Girl Gone Live Requiem song. Basically, it's her live rendition of Little Girl Gone. She was hyping it up, basically saying, if you liked Fingers live, you're gonna like this one. So considering I said Fingers was probably one of the best vocal performances I've seen in a long time, the hype better be real for this one. No, look, Chinchilla is one of those artists, one of those singers that's so immensely talented that I still think, even though she's more than tripled her subscribers on YouTube, she needs to be more well known. And I know on TikTok there's a lot more people that know her. This song went viral on TikTok, so she has other areas where she's well known, but she needs to be more well known is basically what I'm trying to say. So I didn't do any research on this because it's just a remake of her original song. It looks like it's kind of the same thing. She has this background as red and her silhouette's kind of very dark. So kind of going a little bit of a different route. Looks like she has backup singers and the piano again. That's all I know so far. I want to get into this. What we're going to do for this one is we're going to do the initial reaction. And just like the last time, we're going to break down the vocals and separate the track a little bit because I love doing that for these. And then I may whip out my guitar and kind of talk about the chord progression and what's cool about it. So without further ado, let's get into Chinchilla Little Girl Gone Live Requiem. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Little Girl Gone Live Requiem. Why can't I speak? Little Girl Gone Live Requiem. This is going to be a mess of a video. Okay, here we go. Chord progression's very common one, but I like it.
Didn't quite hear you. Say that again.
Oof. Okay, we're gonna start this over. All right, so she's starting in her head voice, right? She's doing that the Chinchilla way that she likes to do the beginning of the song with her very, very, very lightly breathing into the mic. Her head voice very lightly breathing into the mic. She likes to do. I love that sound of hers that she has because it's so hard to be controlled with that, right? She kind of went into a little bit of a chromaticism in her voice. It's more so common in like Middle Eastern type music, right? They have the in-between notes. We've talked about that. I really like that little bit of an addition to her vocal. Let's listen to that again because that was interesting.
Say that again. Didn't quite hear you. Say that again.
Oh. I stopped it too early. Hold on.
Say that again.
So many notes in there. I mean, you're getting sus chords. You're getting a whole bunch of cool things in there. Again, that's chromaticism between like the 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the chord, right? She's just going in between those notes. Really cool sound, honestly, and with a C sharp minor song that's kind of already in this weird key. That's really cool to kind of hear her do that. I want to talk about it a little bit, and then I promise I will try to not stop it as much. But the way she enunciates some of her words and her phrasings for these live renditions is really interesting.
Didn't quite hear you.
Yo.
Say that again.
Sigh. Almost like she's saying sigh, right? Again, putting her little decoration on the notes. Am I gonna need a shower after this one too?
So I heard you're back in town and haven't changed a bit, man. You get off talking down to the little man. Time you get what you deserve.
Love that vibrato.
Wow, you're so fucking stupid. Been a while since my head was this polluted. Lucky I know my own worth.
Again with the very raspy vibrato at the end. think that's kind of a staple I've noticed with Chinchilla, but only really when she's doing her very subtle, barely breathing into the mic vocals that she does. She has that raspiness. I like it personally. I like the raspiness. I like the decoration, as I said before, that she puts on the notes. Interesting, the different vibrato she's using now. The other one was very like, she had a direction she was going with the vibrato, but it was very uniform. It was very straight. If we could see the wavelength, it would be a simple, like equal wavelength. This one varies almost to the point where she's singing different notes in her vibrato. It's very subtle, but I like that touch.
Polluted, lucky I know my own worth. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, but I like your blood on my teeth just a little too much. So bite me. It's like
this whole dynamic with just her and the piano. There's no production in the back. You know, there's no pitch correction. There's none of that. The only real produced part of this, obviously, is the reverb that they put on her voice and a little bit on the piano. But other than that, this is raw, natural talent from both the keyboardist right now and her. I like that dynamic. The literal dynamics of the piano is playing, or is slowly increasing along with her intensity, the vocals. Really cool how it goes together.
My teeth, just a little too
much. Got that distortion again. Much. Very subtle.
Your blood on my teeth, just a little too much. So bite me and slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day.
I like how that piano died down right there.
Little girl gone, got the gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, run, little girl, bang.
If again was speaking very, very softly right there, and the piano was just hitting that root note and slowly increasing in dynamics, right? And intensity of how hard he's hitting that note to build up to this vocal part.
Run from a gangster, run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear you. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era.
Interesting. So I like that they brought in backup vocals for this song, because I think that was one of the cool things I liked about the studio version, was how the backup vocals greatly enhanced the song. So that's really cool that they brought in backup vocalists. The change here in the music is really cool, and we're going to talk about it when we dive deep into it. Again, chromaticism, but the chromaticism makes sense for the chord progression. So we'll talk about that in a second, but it gives us, again, that like you're trying to take a breath.
Makes so much sense when I saw you. Hands up my head, how they don't quite hear you. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I changed so much since I saw you. Hands up my head, how every day you ding ding. Hold my earrings for my debut, 'cause I pack a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn you.
I really like what they're doing with her voice and the background vocals, right? Obviously, in the studio version, I'm pretty sure she does some of the backup vocals too. In real life, you can't do both parts at the same time, right? So it makes sense to the backup vocals, but she's also letting them shine. Really cool.
Did you think I'd be easy? Snap me like bamboo, mold me into the sole of your jackboot. Wish I could bottle the taste. 'Cause I drink up that look on your face. Ooh.
I really like what they're doing with the backup vocals. So I want to talk about that one part. She's getting so into the song, being so emotive on this verse here. She almost overshoots the note. Again, me not trying to nitpick, but point out how emotion, I still think, overtakes being extremely technical. And you're going to listen to a lot of vocal analysis reaction channels outside of this, most likely, that will agree with me. But I really like that Chinchilla just goes for it emotionally in these pieces.
To the soul of your jackboot.
Right here.
Wish I could
Almost misses it. I like that she goes for it.
So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, but I like your blood on my teeth just a little too much. So bite me, slap me round the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break.
Interesting what they're doing with backup vocals too. So much to analyze in this little song, and I'm only halfway done. Sit down, have a drink, guys. So this part of the backup vocals is very different. They're letting it ring through the entirety of the end of this part of the verse. They're letting the backup vocals ring through.
Slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah, little girl gone, got a gun.
Build up
from
again.
A gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear you. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my better burner. Money, I've changed so much since I last saw you. Hands up my hair, how very dare you? Ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I back a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I'm tempted for you.
Ooh, that run at the end. Okay, we're gonna go through that whole part again because there's something special about, so in a studio version, it's easier to it's easy to get to not hear some of the intricacies of her voice, what she's doing, because it gets lost with all the technical beats and sounds, the EDM stuff, and then the background vocals, including if you're watching the video, the sounds of the video of her punching and stuff, all that stuff overtakes some of the vocals she's doing, right? She's doing, first of all, I like the mess with the wrong bitch. She's still doing that in this, which I think is a cool touch, adds a little more detail to the song, but she's essentially singing with distortion this entirety of the second part of the, I guess it's the pre-chorus. I want you guys to listen to it.
Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear you. Mess with the wrong
She's like growling this entire
bitch
thing.
in the wrong era. I've been at work.
Even the bitch was still growls.
With the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my better burner. Money, I've changed so much since I last saw you. Hands up my hair, how very dare you? Ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause
Hold my earrings. So instead of going up like she's been doing, she's going down.
I back a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I'm tempted for you.
Amazing run at the end.
Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl,
My brain can't handle the music of this and her singing. Hold on.
from a gangster.
So crisp. Switching from chest voice to head voice a lot in that section.
Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw you. Hands up my hair, how very dare you? Ding ding, hold my.
That was one breath. Oh my God. I had to get my brain back in it because I don't know what I just heard.
Gone, got a gun from a gangster. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw you. Hands off my hair.
I'm trying to think if that was like an inhale whilst singing, which if that's the case, it's fucking incredible. Because for those of you that are Tenacious D fans, really hard to do inward singing, guys. Still, her tone and her note didn't waver either. It's just like
From a gangster, honey, I've changed so much since I last saw you.
and the grit in the sound of her voice.
Hands off my hair. How very
You know what she did? She flipped it. She was in chest voice, then she went into her head voice real quickly to hit that note and breathe in, and then she went back into her chest voice into distortion. That's pretty fucking incredible that she's able to do that, still hit the right note, have the note be, you know, it's still an octave higher or whatever, but it's the same note, and go right back into distortion.
hands off my hair. How very dare you dig. Hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I pack a punch back into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn you.
Her vibratos on the very, very low singing parts are also incredible. Okay, I need to overanalyze that section because
Faster, little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw you. Hands off my head.
she, just like in Fingers, right? She hits that crazy vocal. She slightly goes down, goes up into her head voice, and comes quickly back out of it into her chest growl, gritty, distorted voice. I mean, within a split second, within like 1 second, she does all of that.
Hands off my hair. How very dare you dig. Hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I pack a punch back into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn you.
Oh my god. So before I break down the music and stuff, I'm just trying to process everything I heard from a vocal standpoint. I am not a vocalist. I know the musically like dynamic head voice, chest voice, and all that stuff. As for technique, this channel's not necessarily for technique. There's plenty of good channels for that. Chris Lipe, Charismatic Voice, a whole bunch of others, right? But what I do hear is incredible. Her voice, the control, and I've said this before, but I feel while where Fingers Live kind of showed her vocal range, her vocal prowess, it showed also how much control she has, but it showed just how dynamic her voice is, right? She can hit those high, crazy notes in chest and in head voice. She can hit the low noise. She has a very nice, crisp, soft voice, the whispery voice. She has great vibrato, right? All that is seen in both of these, but I think the great thing about this one is the amount of control, not only in an intonation of her voice, but also in her note choices. Look, she's such a good singer, I can't speak. I think that's something that we should really praise from her. The note choices is one thing, right? Anybody can choose a note. It's whether they hit it or not. The fact that she's able to do these things that may or may not be purposeful, like that ending sequence where she like switched to head voice, chest voice, or chest voice, head voice, chest voice, with the distortion and the grit and all that stuff in a matter of seconds. I don't think I've seen anybody else do something like that, at least outside of like Whitney Houston maybe in my lifetime. I know there's other singers that you guys are going to say, oh, you need to listen to this person, you need to listen to this person. I haven't heard every single person, right? But from my perspective and the sound of her voice, the intonation of her voice, the overall vibrato, the emotion she puts in not only to her music but to her voice specifically, I think resonates with me. I don't like to make these videos about anything like talking about like looks or anything like that, but I've mentioned kind of on my live stream how attractive it is to me for somebody who's able to sing. So like female singers that are great singers are like, I appreciate that Chinchilla doesn't like wear the skimpy clothes and isn't like twerking on stage or anything like that. That's a whole thing. Like, I don't care about that as much. What I'm trying to say is, if you're into that, that's cool. I don't mind it as much either on certain songs, right? If that's what the song is talking about, then go by all means. But I appreciate, for having a daughter myself, to have a role model like this, and she's gotten into Chinchilla because I've showed her some of her songs. That doesn't wear skimpy clothing, doesn't even care about showing off her body at all. It's all about like this being a strong female, and not even talking about like feminism or anything like that. It's just, I'm here, I'm independent, I can take care of myself. I think that aspect of this whole thing is important as well. And look, there's a lot of people for the lyric video release of this that were in the comments basically shooting her down because of saying that she's like a feminist, and look at this bad bitch trying to be mean to men. Like, it's not even about that. There's so many people that go through so many females that go through domestic abuse. There's men too, but let's not lie to ourselves and say it's not a majority of women, right? That go through so much domestic abuse that it's almost, these songs I think will help them the most. But just women in general, I feel like this will resonate with them a lot. I feel like I don't need to talk about her voice that much because I highly praised her in the last one, but those vocal at the end there, that I know what she can do with her voice, and that still surprised me what she was able to do with those dynamics and changing in and out of chest, head, chest, with not only going into it with slight distortion into the head voice, then out of head voice into chest with even more distortion, all in kind of one breath. Amazing. So we're gonna break down the music now. You guys have seen this before. Let's talk about her voice real quick, because we're on that topic already. So you can see this is in C sharp minor. I was correct. I think this is just the vocals with the background vocals and the piano. Pretty straightforward song. No overproducing, which is an issue I've had with some of the songs a couple of the songs that I've reviewed, right? It's just her voice, the background voices, and the piano. That's it. No auto tune, nothing. A little bit of reverb. That's it. So let's start with her voice here. Isolate it right there. I love that part. So she's almost doing a background vocal melody, right? I do like that little slide at the end. So that to me sounds like a very background vocal type of melody that she's singing there, which is a cool choice. I have to hear that again. Incredible note choices here. The cool thing about harmonic minor, right? Let me see if I can actually bring it up for you guys. There's a minor key, right? So essentially the difference between major and minor is the third. The third in a minor key is just a half step lower than the third in a major key. That's simplifying it a little bit, but for the sake of this, I want to, that's just remember that, okay? So on the right is a C sharp minor scale, which technically this song is in. It's in C sharp minor, right? But what makes it harmonic, so you have the C, the F, the C, the G, and the D are all sharp, right? F, C, D, and G. And then we'll talk about these in a second here. So what do you see as the difference here between, and this is relevant. I'm gonna turn on my camera so you can see it. So the difference between these two, right? You got the C sharp, D sharp, E. So 1, 2, 3, 3 and 3 is the same. Again, the flat 3, right? F sharp, G sharp, A. Then we have B, on the minor, B sharp on the harmonic minor, and then C sharp is equal. So what does that mean? The 7 is raised up half a step, and it gives it that extreme resolving feel, right? Let me play this so you guys can understand what I'm saying, and it'll make sense for some of the other stuff we talk about in the song. C minor scale, all it is C minor scale, right? So the only difference here is the that's what makes it harmonic minor, is that note right there. See how it has even more of a resolve. It's dissonant. It has that crazy feel of it needs to be resolved, right? As opposed to a little subtle, but that's what makes it harmonic minor. Now this is key in this because of the key it's in and some of the note choices on the piano and even in her singing. With that in mind, I know it was a lot. I'm gonna try and play some of it on piano on guitar, so it won't transpose completely correctly because some of the inversions and stuff are a little bit different, so you're gonna get a different sound. But for the most part, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. So a lot of this right here, a little bit of a diminished fourth note. So instead of playing it straight through the scale, right? What she's doing is she's actually playing or singing, excuse me. There's a lot of chromaticism. So not all of those notes are part of the minor scale, right? Again, playing with harmonic minor and a little bit of diminished fourth there. So again, don't worry too much about that, but it's just a cool artistic choice there that she made specifically. Let's continue here.
So I heard you're back in town and haven't changed a bit, man. You get off talking down to the little man.
There's a lot of studio reverb on this, right? She feels like she's in a big hall, right? That's again on the production side of things. That's after the fact.
Talking down to the little man.
Makes it sound very full.
You deserve. Wow.
Wow, the same thing in the
You're
studio
so
version.
fucking stupid. Been a while since my head was this polluted. Look.
Ooh, she slid up there.
I know my own words.
Vibratos are amazing.
So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, but I like your blood on my teeth. Just a little.
She's almost singing through her teeth as she says blood on my teeth. I like the blood on my teeth. Right? Cool touch there.
Much. So bite me and slap me around the face. Say that again. I didn't quite hear you. Mess with the wrong bitch.
Mess with the wrong bitch. Kira! Again, that was the sharp 7, the 1 back down to the sharp 7 there. Again, harmonic minor.
Hands up my hair, how very dare you?
She's going in and out of her little, like, sliding into the headboard. What?
You keep on trying, but I like your blood on my teeth, just a little too much. So
she's almost going into, like, a yodel at the end of each phrase.
Just a little too much. So bite me and slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah, little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear you. Mess with the wrong bitch and the wrong hero. I've been at work and I got my better phone.
There you got her belting. You know, she's doing the good old fashioned Chinchilla scream singing there, but it doesn't take away from her tonality, any of that stuff.
I got my better phone.
Background vocals take over there. Okay, let's listen to this end phrase, and then I'm gonna talk about the music quickly.
From a gangster, run little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw you. Hands of my hair.
I can hear that like 150,000 times, and it still would impress me. And then I can't even do it. She goes, first of all, I'm singing in the falsetto because I can't hit that note, chest voice. But again, she's singing chest. She immediately flips to an octave higher, no, 2 octaves higher head voice, back down to the original octave in chest voice with grit, with distortion. One more time, and then we'll get off that. Every day you did she literally growls into that next spot. The amount of energy it's taking to do all of that, it's wavering on her, right? And that's why you get this kind of emotional, slowly going down in BPMs, beats per minute, as she's singing.
Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn you.
Let's just do the background vocals really quickly. Very like, if you just played that, you'd think it was like part of a movie that's like a natural disaster movie, right? Everybody's running away from the tornado tearing everything up. That's what I think of when I hear that. Let's go to the kind of background vocal solo part. Again, that part right there, the piano's playing with the vocals. B sharp major 7, I think. Pushing the sharp 7 to the tonic, pushing that extra resolve, pushing the harmonic minor, right? Really cool sounding. When I heard it, I knew exactly what it was. Again, chromaticism. Again, 7 of the chord resolving to the 1 of the chord. Sharp 7 resolving to the 1 of the chord. That's what makes it harmonic minors. And that's in the chord. But it sounds cool with those background vocals, right? All he's playing is the 3 and the 1 of the chords, the most important parts of the chord. So all he's doing on the piano is playing the 3 and the 1 of the chord, the most important parts of the chord. That's how you determine what chord it is. Oops. Right, pushing that harmonic minor. So that's kind of the vocal parts. Let's talk about the piano here at the beginning, because that was kind of okay. So what's happening here on the piano? It's C sharp minor, right? So that's the sharp 7, makes it harmonic minor. They do that all over the song. But it's resolving, literally that section resolves to the sharp 7. Again, harmonic minor. They do it so often in the song. It's distinguishing that this is in harmonic minor. There's dissonance here. And then it's still a C sharp minor chord, but it's inverted with the 6 on top. So it's all it is instead of playing the C sharp, it's playing the top of the C sharp with the open, with an A on the bottom. So instead of the C on the bottom, all that is. That's pretty much the intro right there. And then he eventually adds some embellishments, right? When it goes back to the A. So really cool. I think that's really all I wanted to cover. Really cool stuff within the song musically that I really enjoyed. Those were arpeggios. Interesting. With songs like this that are so simple, right? The intricacies, besides her voice and how amazing it is, the intricacies in the music also help make the song, also help drive her vocals emotionally and also note choice wise as well. So it's kind of cool to break down. While many of you might not understand a little bit of the music stuff I talked about, it's important to see how, leading tones, which is kind of what that sharp 7 is, the leading tones lead to musically the next portion of the song, right? So that's really cool. Again, Chinchilla came out swinging on this. I don't know what else to say about her music. This was a very long one. Recording time for me was an hour long. So I spent an hour on this. It won't be an hour for you guys, but it will definitely be a long one. So I hope you guys enjoy these thorough breakdowns of this. I just get caught up in the music and I like to talk about it. So I appreciate the love and support that you guys have been showing the channel. Please make sure you go like and subscribe to Chinchilla, especially this video. Make sure you like, subscribe to her if you haven't subscribed to her. She needs to get that subscriber count up. It's ridiculous how low it is. I appreciate the support, and please do remember that good vibes are contagious.